Okay, it's 6:32. We'll call this meeting of Snellville City Council work session to order. First thing we have is our regular agenda. Is there anyone who wants to discuss anything on the regular agenda? Anyone have anything they want to discuss on that? We do have two things we're changing. We will not have an Arts Commission report tonight. And also, we'll be eliminating the appointment to the Arts Commission until we're going to postpone that to our meeting on March 14th at the request of the designee.
So we need to make a motion to postpone that?
I guess we will.
what we'll need.
We'll make a motion when we get to public hearing. I would appreciate that, okay? Is there something else we're canceling?
No, not cancel, on those public hearings, Jason sent out a landscaping plan on the old Best Buy property.
Correct, and it's just been an amended plan, and we inserted that language into the condition in the ordinance on number 4 to reference that plan. And I'll have it for some handouts and projection. No, Mr. Norwood, Davis,
Who's gonna bring that, who's going to make the motion on 12 Stone?
Well, FYI, I'll be recusing.
Correct.
I'll be out.
Right. So we need someone to make the motion. David? Okay, well, if you're gonna make it, you'll make it, if you would explain exactly how you'd like to have the motion.
I think it's a recording issue, and that is making sure that there is an approval of whichever conditions and whichever variances you're granting, that you actually make that as part of your motion. You can do it either as by reference to the ordinance, because we take the recommendations of the Planning Commission and incorporate it into the ordinance form that's in your file.
Has everyone read the ordinance as it was presented to you this afternoon?
You get colored pages that show you the conditions and variances. That's where they're coming from your packet.
Right, but with the one on the leasing of the property, the wording of that is not in that condition or variance, it's only in the ordinance.
Right, that's why we're saying we're gonna pass the ordinance, which will then cover all that.
Okay,
And I think you could just reference the ordinance every time for simplicity's sake.
Exactly.
It has the conditions and the variances. As long as you reference the ordinance's conditions and variances, I think you're okay, instead of worrying about staff or planning commission, because sometimes they get intermingled too.
Right.
This document is the one that is gonna be consistent every time, I believe.
okay.
So, got that, David? No, you'll refer to the ordinance.
Refer to the ordinance.
Okay, and then,
Conditions and variances.
right, okay. Anything else on the regular meeting that anyone needs to discuss? Good. Do we have any correspondence?
No, we don't.
I put something in your box, I received an invitation, to something to do with yes, there it is. I put one copy in all your boxes. What I'm going to do is, if I get anything in that's an invitation that's addressed to me, if it's something that council's included on, some things aren't, but if they are, I'll put copies in all your boxes and I'll send you an email, or something, let you know if there's something in there and what it is, in case you all want to attend. The other thing was there's something else that we have invitation to that I don't have it in front of me.
There is a council quality growth.
Council quality growth, right, that's at the movie
They said
chamber.
it's at their offices. It's on the 11th, I think at noon, Eric. And
That's the one that the question came up about quorum.
that's correct. And I think we have a final answer that we need to go ahead and notice that. with as much of an agenda as we can.
What you want to do is make it clear that you're not actually having a meeting where you're taking
You're
up
attending,
action.
right.
Yeah. But
No
the problem-
action, we put the words there, no action will be taken.
Well, yes, but the problem is when you get off on subjects like the parliamentary procedure meeting, you know, you're not going into it to really discuss policy, but there's probably a pretty high likelihood that you would, you know, just because of the procedures. So it's just good to post it and send the notices.
Then, if the council agrees, I think we go overboard on that. And anytime there's something like that, we ask Melissa to go ahead and publish it. Then we don't have any concerns. And then if four of us show up, one of us doesn't have to leave, we're just there, okay? And again, most of these things, we're not, there's no action taken, we're just sitting there listening. But, like, as Barbara says, if somebody's there with a camera and takes a picture, you're guilty by association. So, but if we have it noticed, we're clear, no problem. So, what do you think? I think as a council, we should just adopt that as a policy. Anyone have a problem with us adopting that as a policy? I don't think that's something we have to vote on, it's just if we agree that that's the policy, we ask the city clerk to do it, and then it's done, right?
Yeah.
Am I right, Tony?
Yes.
Okay, so let's just do that.
I think
Okay?
anytime if there's a planning commission meeting, if there's a Board of Appeals meeting, there's always a chance four of us can show up.
There's a very good chance that four of us will. We do that a
So
lot?
now you're saying now post a separate meeting agenda for y'all to attend planning commission?
No, just a notice.
Post a notice for
Yeah,
y'all to.
just a
When
note.
you
That's been going on.
when you advertise for the Board of Appeals meeting, as an example, I guess just run a separate advertisement that,
I know it's a pain, but that's because you have an active council that does these things, and what we gotta protect, you know, protect ourselves so we're not breaking the law. We don't wanna break the law, we just do wanna remain active and remain involved, and the state law requires us to do that if we wanna do that. Right?
And I think we may be able to incorporate it into the meeting notice for the actual meeting, so that we don't cause too much extra paperwork.
So maybe we should ask Tony to, if you get that wording to Melissa, then it's only one thing, just an added line or something. Okay?
Okay.
Everybody agree with that? Okay.
Just a point of clarification, Bruce, that's 11:30 on the 11th,
Okay.
that we have to be there.
And we are, I'm glad Tom passed that piece of paper out there. I've spoken to Brian and Melissa. We're going to get together every Friday morning, and we are going to have a list. We're going to keep track of meetings, events, events of interest that you are either invited to or need to be made aware of. And we're going to send that out every Friday. And so everybody will be on the same page.
Awesome.
And it could be small, it could be bigger things, but we're gonna start doing that. And things like this, Tom, that you just share, if you'll share those with us too,
Absolutely.
we'll put everything on there.
And a lot, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I'm just saying that it's meant to be that kind of two-way communication, two-way street there. Because there are several things, we'll let you know if something's coming up on the agenda, if there's a budget meeting coming up. It's just, we'll be as comprehensive. We may not hit everything, but I think we'll hit things that maybe have slipped through before. So we're going to start that this week.
And along that lines on Friday, I will also send out just a small recap, like it's very similar to Butch's, of any meetings I've attended and why I was there. A lot of times at the last minute, I get a phone call. Last Thursday, I got a phone call 4:30 in the afternoon from the VFW asking me to be there at 7:30 as a member of the VFW, and I showed up. But when I got there, they asked me to say a few words, and I said them. So if that happens in the future, on Friday, when I send out a little notice, it'll say that I appeared there, or whatever, okay? So that everybody knows where I've been and why I was there, okay? All right, that takes us to Mr. Powell.
I had two things in the attorney's report. One is we just finished overlaying the UDO and the TSW contract that y'all y'all are doing. And we did it with one of our form agreements. Chuck has updated the form agreements for us, so it's something that staff can use, and depending on the type of agreement that they want. And when staff uses our forms to overlay the documents, then it saves us all time because we've read them before. And it has the basic provisions in it, leans towards city council's interest, city's interest. And so we completed that with that particular agreement that y'all have already approved, so it's underway. We had a meeting with Lawrenceville city staff folks on your continuity of operations protocol. And staff is here. Some of your staff folks who were present for that meeting are present with us here. It was a discussion of computer duplication, so that if an emergency occurs, which you put in the category of earthquakes, tornadoes that do real damage to our mutual city halls, that we would have a mutual cooperation agreement where everybody would have a place to go and an office to set up in, and a backup computer system that would be a system that you could turn on and become operational again. Your staff is ahead of the Lawrenceville staff in terms of formulating the protocol itself, but very cooperative. And the recommendation of the city managers was to do an agreement at the council level that's sort of broad and cooperative, and gives the two staffs the ability to just sort of figure out what they needed and put in place. As I heard the conversation, what was really remarkable to me was that we were talking about something that had some real specifics to it about what they needed, and we weren't doing it at the day after the emergency. I mean, it is to me, it's a huge positive step forward that y'all are ahead on, but it was very helpful to both groups. Very, very good cooperation.
Is that it?
That's it.
And we will have exec session
Please.
on the exec session. Hopefully, maybe we'll get it between this meeting and the regular meeting. Okay, that's cool. We got our list. Let's turn it over to the city manager so we can bring us up to date on our project spreadsheet.
We'll go over the items, and there are a couple of short presentations that go along with a couple of these, so I'll turn those over at the proper time to the right people. The Town Center Working Plan. It's been a pretty busy 2 weeks. We have met with all interested parties, including a new group who's interested in talking about developing in the town center. We're trying to coordinate all of the planners and engineering groups together. CPL was able to join us on a couple of those meetings. It was very beneficial. And when I say milestone dates, everything's still ongoing. We don't have an agreement dates to give you yet, but and there are a couple of items here that are executive session material that I can update you at that time further. When it comes to working with the county, I kind of changed things a little bit. We were able to have an informal conversation where the couple of commissioners said that they would be moving ahead, hopefully, with SPLOST planning shortly. Obviously, our discussions with them are going to be SPLOST related, funding related through SPLOST, and we will be making our case over the next couple months in different ways with mapping and surveying and continue that conversation. But I feel good about both the formal and the informal conversations that we've had. We've did have when it comes to town center public relations, we have scheduled this meeting on the 11th at 11:30 at the Council on Quality Growth offices, where we will be talking with some very experienced folks from around the area, talking about zoning needs. It's good timing for us. We will have folks in attendance who are going to be involved in the process. Caleb Rossico will be there from Tanel Spangler. So a lot of these things tie in together, and we just need to keep them moving, and we're doing that. Public relations, broadcast and video. We have and this is one of the first things I need to turn over to Brian and Eric, I guess. We have a mock-up of a brochure for you guys to look at least the brochure itself. There's not a lot of specific information there yet, but the form of the brochure is one that we feel like is the.
To share. It's all right, we're sharing. We have to do this.
So, what's in front of you, before we get to that, is the guidelines that we placed there. That is going to be used for the brochure as well as the website. So in there you'll find the fonts that we'll use, the colors that we'll use, and that type of, those are the guidelines for that. What you're looking at in front of you here is just a mock-up. Nothing is set in stone. The pictures can change or whatever, but the format is like that. You're going to see that there are going to be 8 tabs with different subjects. So, you know, in the mock-up it has like the Welcome to Snellville and then just a sample of Parks and Recreation. And then there are the other categories. And all of this is subject to change, but I think the important thing to point out tonight was the actual format of the brochure. And of course these are what we would like to send out, have available. You know, the back will have design on it, the insides will have pertinent information. I'm going to speak to each of the department heads and whatnot. So, you know, things will change, of course, and I'd like some advisement from anybody who would like to, you know, about pictures that we want to make sure we have, certain categories as well. So that's just for your perusal now, and of course, as the deadline draws nearer, this stuff will be more solidified. But
Anybody have any comments?
And this is the general brochure that gives an overview, and I just thought it was easy to handle and gives you a lot of information in one document.
I think, personally, I think it's excellent. I think this is taking us where we need to go.
Yeah.
I like the different tabs on it.
Yeah.
I think it's a great design. Congratulations, great design. I think we need to put anything to move forward, or do we just all nod our head and continue, let Brian continue to work on it?
now, yeah, I will, you know, let the chair ask Gay and Lisa and everybody, Chief, and whatever they would like to stress in theirs. And there's not going to be a ton of information, but I think the most important thing is just being able to give something to somebody with, you know, phone numbers and a little bit about what the department does. So.
And website links in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's excellent.
Yeah.
Good job.
I like it.
And it'll be glossy, of course, and, you know, really
Good heavy stock.
good heavy stock.
Yeah, it'll be nice. It needs to be
exactly.
first
It has to be
class.
first class, right?
Yeah, yeah. And I think Christie wants to sell some ads on the back, make a little money there.
Possibility. Just always thinking about fundraisers,
The future is unlimited there.
Yeah.
you know.
Before you leave that, the guidelines that's also in front of you, it's a 4-page thing. That's what's gonna control kind of everything that we do, publicity and promotional wise. So just want you to look at that, if anything in there, you know, we need to tweak, move forward with. A lot of it is based on what came out of the DDA's wayfinding project that they did, but some other things we pulled together. Obviously, the slogan didn't come out of DDA's work. That's the city's registered slogan. But that's the guidelines that are going to guide us as we create all these pieces. The website, the marketing pieces, the tent, the videos, we'll use all of that to guide those things. So that we just wanted you to have a feel for the direction that's going to control it. If anything's in that base that you want us to change, consider, include, remove, just let us know. Because after this point, things are going to start to get duplicated, and instead of fixing it in one spot, we may have to fix it in multiple spots.
The only thing I would have is up to this point, and maybe we've just thought it to this point because it was new, but proud was always in a different font and all capitals. I don't know that we have to do that. I mean, does everybody like the way it looks here? or, yeah, we did that, but again, we were trying to make a point that it was, we were adding it to the, so it may not need to be done. What do y'all think?
No, I think it's the way it appears here.
You good?
The only thing we need to look at, I don't know if it's an issue or not, I think the copyrighted slogan is where everybody's apostrophe is, as opposed to everybody is. We just need to verify. I don't know if that creates any issues.
I don't either, but I think you're right. I think that's the way of the,
That's the way I had thought it was, and then I noticed our new stationery has got it this way and a couple other things, so I think we, either
I think we need to copyright
register this one or go back to it with
Yeah.
apostrophe.
I think the is standing by itself is better.
better. You can talk with, maybe we
words.
can talk to what's name, see if it's a big deal, if that should addendum to.
It
I
would
think it's
surprise
breaks
me
it.
if it wasn't protected in the
Right,
personal life.
right. Okay, we'll check into that.
The fact that you use it differently, is, I think, perfectly fine, but I'll check.
Okay. Then everyone agreed to just leave it the way it is.
Okay.
Back to you, Butch.
Good deal, thank you. The next one Tony pretty much took care of. I thought that was a very good meeting. I appreciate our big sister city being open-minded about that. And we have a little sister city in Grayson and a big one in Lawrenceville. The needs are being specified on both sides. The city compensation survey, I am trying to put everything in an early season budget review, where I'd like to discuss it in 3 and 3 meetings. I am probably a week or 10 days away from confirming some revenue projections for the next 2 years, as well as getting some information back from HR directors across the county and a couple other ones. So I'm working on that, and I look forward to starting that budget process in those meetings where we can all go over the numbers, look at revenues, expenditures, and I'm very positive about the final outcome. I think we can get to a budget that everybody can be comfortable with, that takes care of our employees, and everybody can adopt with a clear conscience and feel good about the numbers. We've also made some progress on the probation services RFQ. We have one little holdup. Kim Grimes, our chief court clerk, is on medical leave. I'm not sure when she'll be back. We'll be ready with vendor approval in March. Hopefully, Kim, I guess it's been 2 weeks now that she's been recovering, and we're...
Can we tentatively schedule that for our March 28th meeting?
Yes, without a doubt.
So we'll change that to
3/28.
approval on March 28th,
Yeah.
2016 public hearing.
Yeah.
I just like to see dates and
Good.
get them off the list.
Good. The Development Authority reactivation, Tony talked a little bit about that. We have found some old documents that he believes legally will be easy to reactivate, and that should be on the next agenda.
So we can mark that for,
314,
yep, 314 be on the
both
agenda for.
appointment, adoption and appointment.
Correct.
Website update is there's been a lot of work going on there with Dave and Eric and Erica. And I tell you, it's, I rely on Erica a lot. And I think y'all probably have relied on her in this process.
Certainly have.
She's not here, but I certainly appreciate her bringing her assistance and expertise to this process. But I'll turn it over to you guys for an update.
Okay, well, we had a meeting and we've selected a vendor, and I think Eric has all the nitty-gritty details.
Is that what they are? You have in front of you a blue and white piece of paper that is the kind of schedule for the process. Our original RFP called for completion in late July, but I've encouraged that we try and get that done sooner based on everything that we've got going on. So we're going to aim for a mid-June launch date for the final website. VC3 is very comfortable with that. You read kind of our recommendation. I would just emphasize two things. VC3 was a unanimous decision to make them the choice. And two, I think we all would agree, I don't think I'm putting words in any of the committee's mouth, that we're going to get an excellent product out of them with our involvement in them doing that. So I think I'm very excited about that. Pricing wise, from an overall price, they were one of the less expensive ones, but every one of them wants to do an ongoing monthly price too. Their monthly price is more expensive, so you either pay Peter or pay Paul, one way or the other. We're kind of catching it up, but I think we'll get an excellent product out of VC3. Their experience, we were just, I think it would be fair to say, we were just very impressed with the technical engineer and designer they brought with them that did the presentation, and the things that she will bring to the table as we do this. So you'll see in front of you the schedule. The two things I want to make very clear, and you've heard me say it before on the first one, the driving timeline on doing a web page is content development. Yes, we will be porting over a majority of all the existing stuff that's in our existing web page. But if any department wants any of that rewritten, if you want to update it, if you want to get us new stuff, all of your content that you want in that website that we're going to launch mid-June, we need it by March 25th. So I know that's a daunting task maybe, but we're building in a little bit of time if we have a little bit issue. But Brian and I want to make sure we go through everything so that it's aligned in conversation and text and perspective as we put it in the website, so we get a really good presentation in there. So that gives us some time to work with the things that we see coming in if we need to tweak them or discuss them, or we have some issues getting some things done. So I will be pushing it out. Brian and I and Erica will be meeting with all the department heads again to go over what's in the existing website, go over what changes they need, and reiterating the kind of deadline. Content is the number one thing that delays this development. So if we can get that done, and as mayor and council, I'll admonish you slightly too.
I wouldn't
Christie
do that.
was the only
Just
one
saying, Eric.
that got her stuff in by the last one that
Admonish
we
might
had.
be the wrong one.
Encourage you strongly.
Advise would be much better.
Encourage you strongly. Advise. Christie, though, wherever that word went, we'll forget. The thing I wanted to lift up is one of the new council members is the.
Is that another A word I've got to put on the list?
No. Christie did get her stuff in, so if the rest of you would. be more
Obviously, I
timely
didn't
there.
have nearly the accomplishments all of
Um,
these.
we appreciate-
I sent you mine.
How's my people give me good
I'll see if I
people?
can find it. Did you send yours too? I didn't get yours, I know. Yeah,
Yeah, it had two pictures and the other thing.
okay, we gotta figure out. when
I
to
think
send
we
it
do
to.
need another picture of mayor and council for the new website, maybe. we can
Okay,
get
well,
that.
in part of this, while we did not select Blue Rose as one of the developers,
Well, there goes our free photos.
the city manager and I have chatted about, since the price isn't near what we thought it was gonna be from an overall price, that we are gonna talk with Steve, and I have that meeting tomorrow afternoon with him to do some photography and video. So, that's one of the slides, the pictures that we've got in our list, Mayor, is new pictures of each one of you, as well as a picture of the group, because we really do want it to be a very up-to-date, and I don't know, I would suggest we don't do the typical, from the belly button up breast shots. Let's do, pick someplace you'd like to be seen or heard from, and we'll work with Steve to get him there so that we can get some of those shots. So even the pictures are telling stories about what we want to accomplish. We have found a very amateur video photographer that has a drone, and we may take advantage of that.
Amateur maybe not.
Is it licensed?
I thought drones were supposed to be
Does it have
illegal
a city
now.
permit?
Okay, very quickly, but moving way beyond my word that I mischose. The other key date will be, we do want to have VC3 come and make a presentation to council during a work session. I'll be chatting with Dave. They've given 3 dates in here, March 27th, April 10th, and then a third final review of April 20th that they will be reviewing. Somewhere in there on one of those, I would like to have them come make a presentation to council during a work session.
Do they do it on the
extended-
24th?
Hmm?
We have a work session on the 24th or 28th? 28th.
28.
Is it rather 27th, could they come and do a presentation on March 28th?
They could, and I want to chat with Dave on that. I was going to suggest maybe we do that at the second iteration, so you'll let the committee do the first cleanup.
Okay.
You see the second iteration, and then we'll use all the input at that point for what will become the
Leave that
final.
with,
Because if we go till the later one you're talking about, you would be seeing very close to a final.
well, leave that to
We'll
Councilman.
chat with that with Dave and
Councilman
pick one of
They were
those.
gonna be doing
Decide.
this on a Sunday anyway.
No, no. So I didn't check all the dates for timing, but somewhere in there, either the second or third, I'd like you to see it, so we have those final tweaks that we can make.
Something
Thank you,
else
sir.
to be aware of, we can do video, we can do chat.
Yes.
This is, we're gonna solve problems in addition to just, it's not just a make it pretty deal, it's gonna be a comprehensive redo. So any of the departments, if you want video, you can have video embedded in your section. And like I said, we're gonna have chat, we're gonna have a lot of options.
So
Online.
I know tonight we're approving BC3 as the vendor.
Mhm.
Do we have a budget? I mean, I haven't seen anything
Yeah,
as
we
far
haven't
as
seen any kind of budget figures or
what kind of
anything.
pricing it's gonna be.
Their pricing is less than $10,000 is their upfront fee, and the lumber that's larger is their monthly fee. And Butch and I have chatted, we're gonna be meeting with VC3 later this week to talk about them, because they also provide other services to the city.
Right.
So, Butch, you
They've
wanna-
made a proposal on other services, and the negotiation is yet to, we're gonna negotiate this
Are we
week.
putting the cart in front of the horse?
No,
Approving it
no.
without knowing what our budget is?
we know what an absolute number is.
What is that?
It's $99.60 for the month, for the front end price, and $560. I think.
$564 a month.
$564.
So we do approval not to exceed $10,000 for the upfront?
Yep.
Is that okay?
I mean, you're welcome to.
How about council, everybody in council all right with that?
And also, the monthly fee gets you a whole new website in 4 years.
Well, and again,
So
the
this is fine.
the ongoing thing, I don't think, but we're, you know, the actual contract, we're approving this tonight for them to design,
Right.
then if we just put that as a maximum of $10,000, then is everybody good with that?
Mhm.
Okay. Butch?
Well, one other
Oh,
question.
sorry.
Is that what we had in our budget? What do we have in the budget for the
remember.
website?
We had
Do you remember?
30,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
It's coming out of
So we're
the
way-
SPOS budget.
okay,
Yeah.
so we're way below.
And there were vendors that were at 34. Some of the
Okay.
proposals. These folks were at the lower end of the upfront.
It was really amazing. They hit everything in their proposal, or in their presentation. There wasn't a question we asked that they didn't, oh yeah. And it wasn't just, yes, we can, it's, oh yeah, here it is. So it was impressive.
Okay, solid waste bid and ordinance had a great meeting with the legal staff. Final touches are in process there, including a final scoring sheet that we'll complete this week. Old police station,
So before you go any further, so can we have can we look at our next work session for us having,
you'll have it before then.
okay,
As far as the packet to review,
yeah,
yeah, you'll have it before then.
okay,
Because that's 3 weeks.
that's right.
You will. Let's see. We'll just put packets to mayor and council prior. Okay. Let's see. We amended, there are a couple of amendments here that I haven't gotten your approval for, but we kind of discussed some things last time. We added one item. This is one of the amendments. Just put the Snellville Development Authority reactivation in with the old PD. And now that we know it's going to be on the 314, as in a 314 agenda item. I'm glad Dennis is here. We're still set for the 19th. We will, and I'll have a reminder to go out March 7th to all of the potential attendees about the Parliament Procedure Workshop. Christie, I put Adult Advisory Committee in with the Youth Commission. Because I know you've worked hard on putting that committee together. You've got your first meeting set on March the 3rd.
Yes.
Is that okay with you?
Everything is proceeding really well with that.
Okay, great.
Definitely on target for the 3rd.
I heard a rumor that you've got Brookwood on board now,
Well, we're working on it.
so I can still make, but I was kind of, I think
Okay.
Eric is the one that said that he thought you had Brookwood, so I didn't do
Well-
anything. I can do that though. We'll
Yeah.
talk after the meeting,
Okay.
okay?
Yeah. Needs work
Okay.
in
We
progress.
can make that happen.
The tree replacement at DDR, we got a plan that's being reviewed. We're gonna meet with them this week. They've said a couple of things that make me think that we're gonna have to go to court with them. We'll
Need to get Mark cleaned up.
we'll see what they say. And they, well, we'll just have to see what they say.
Okay, that's just ongoing, yeah.
That meeting will be this week. Senior Center community usage and CDBG. I think I gave Roger and Christie some community development block grant information. I did attend the mandatory meeting. They give you a ticket and you have to put it in your grant application. So we do need to get together and kind of go over that. I think I'm not sure if we scheduled that meeting yet or not. We'll get together. Friday afternoons is better for you probably. Maybe, maybe not. Just after, Roger, what's a good day for you?
Friday's fine.
Friday? Okay.
We'll make it work.
Okay, we'll make it kind of early before happy hour. And,
You know, my priorities are the same. Priorities
So we'll,
public service.
Just have it at Lincoln Fill Station and we're good.
yeah. Oh, we might have some hangers on from behind here. The quarterly town hall meetings. I know there was a meeting Thursday night where that was discussed.
Yeah, I just don't feel, I think we need to put that first meeting off. We're just not gonna be, I don't wanna do it half, you know, I want it to be right. So what, maybe I think we should do is maybe put that to May, where we start in the middle of the second quarter, and then do 3 this year, you know, the second, third, and fourth quarter. I'd rather make sure we do it right than
And have a crowd.
than do it half-assed.
On St.
and not have
Patrick's
it-
Day.
Not have a crowd after that because they don't think we do it right. Rather do it right in the park. So if we could we change that to 5 to May? I'm not sure the date, but just put May for now. And we'll get on that. Make sure we get it done in May.
Let's see, the Snellville Citizen Committee, Citizen Academy, I'll have everything to you for the next meeting for your review. Right now, we're probably looking at 5 weeks, a couple of hours a week. You don't want to make it too burdensome for folks. It needs to be interesting, it needs to go fast, maybe 90 minutes a week. But that's something that we can, I'm sure we'll be able to kick off, and there'll be some interest out there, and we'll make it interesting. The city tent is, we got all our pricing back. It's on order. It will be ready to go for Snellville Days with the brochures and maybe some videos.
So that's complete.
Well, it's not here yet.
It's
but-
complete. Our work's done.
Good. Okay. Guide assistance, Bobby, I put that as complete. Roy, I didn't know if all the materials were delivered, so I think that's something that is added. I don't know if anybody's got any comments or not, but I just went in a store and asked them, and they were glad to have it, and they look at it as extra protection for them. So, sign ordinance update, right-of-way signs and penalties. In process. I know this is one of the things you've been in touch with Jason about. There are a couple more on here. I've got April 2016 draft for review. I think we can meet that date there. Baker's Rock. I think Kurt is not here. He had asked for a citizens tour. Meet with Lisa every Wednesday. That's on our list. We're going to set a date and get it out there when a slightly warmer date where we can get out and before it gets too warm, because we do go by a barn full of horses and everything. So I want it to be a little bit cool still.
What's the problem with that?
We won't be riding horses up on the rock. Right?
That's good.
The teacher internship program. Christie, and talking to Eric, it's just ongoing is the best thing I can really put right there, with a kickoff to be determined. So I think your priority is up at the top of this page. So UDO, Ongoing, Caleb's gonna be at the Quality Growth meeting. They've got all our material, they're reviewing it, fleshing out their work plan. We will have the contract to them shortly. Charter Review Committee is
I'll be
still,
naming the charter community, the charter review committee on the 14th.
okay.
Anyone has any suggestions of people that they would like to see on that, please get with me, and we'll discuss it and get them on the committee. Please let me know.
On
City-
when, March 15th?
Yeah, I want to announce the committee on the 14th, so that's 3 weeks away, so over the next week or two, if you would, get in touch with me. Right now, I have former Mayor Clower, who's confirmed. I have a couple other people who have asked, but I don't have, the only one I've actually gone and confirmed would be on it with former Mayor Clower. So, if you have anybody that they would like to have on that, please let me know. I would prefer it'd be people who have either, have experience with the charter or a charter somewhere else that, not people that don't have any clue, who don't have time to bring people up to speed, but people that do have some experience with it. On any level, if you'd let me know who they are, we'll get them on here.
And
City, no, go ahead.
just so I understand too, under the fourth column here, so Roger and Bobby are on that committee too as the council members.
I don't know why that's there. I don't know who put that there.
Okay,
I thought we had,
Yeah, I thought that was there.
That's fine with me. I mean, I have no problem with that.
yeah.
they were gonna be, I think, the three
I just want to
of y'all
make
were
sure
gonna
we
be
have
represented.
some current council members on
Oh,
there.
absolutely, yeah, we have to. No, that's fine.
We're doing, okay.
What's that? I'm sorry?
No, that's fine. No, I'm not arguing with it. I just wanted to make sure that that meant you were on the committee, because we need council members on the committee.
The city asset maintenance is ongoing. I've added also, I talked to Dick today about getting a crew in here to paint. We've got
Changing the
some,
color?
got some issues with some
Are we changing
some
the
walls.
So
We
you
gotta
gotta
talk
be
to the-
careful with the colors.
Gotta talk to
I'm
the Arts
just
Commission.
gonna throw out, because I was here when the building was opened, that all these colors are historically picked.
Is that right?
Historical colors.
I mean, they,
Yes,
for
this-
more than 10 years,
this
they put up
canary
with that
yellow.
color? I mean,
This canary yellow is a historical color. I don't know
Is that
anything more
right?
than that,
I
but
think it's based on
They said
courthouses.
hysterical.
it's
yeah,
what?
hysterical.
Based on historical courthouses.
Our courthouses or others?
I don't remember.
Okay, well, you know what? Y'all need to go into my office and look at that color and then look at the yellow and see which one you like better.
I don't know that it's a question of like or dislike.
Well, I mean,
It's a question of what is.
Okay,
And what should be.
okay.
Yeah.
Obviously, the
I don't
next
know
two
who sets
are
that, but-
complete. We have the new item, regulation of fireworks, retail development. It has been, Jason and the staff have sent a draft to Tony and Chuck for review.
Some ideas, more like ideas. It's
Yeah.
not a draft yet, but.
Yeah, but it's, it will be adopted by the end of the moratorium. Senior Center R&D, ongoing. Adult Advisory Board, I left that on there, moved, I said in the red, moved and added to the Youth Commission. If that's okay, we'll take that off for next time. So, that kind of gives you an update.
I have a request. Can we add on a little bit to this and just put at the bottom that we've got a lot of committees going on? Can you just make a list at the bottom of each of the committees and who the members are of those committees?
Sure.
Just so that we have that in front of us.
The liaisons?
Yeah, well, the liaisons and also the committee members, if committees are set up. Just so we have that in front of us. We've got a lot of, we got website committee, we got the UDO committee, we got,
You're gonna have the charter committee.
Okay.
we got all of these different
Committee,
things.
committee.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
sure.
committee for committees.
The committee for the committee.
All of
We
that
need to
stuff.
assign people to committees.
So
Be on
just
that
to
committee.
be able to keep that in front of us.
You bet. Okay, we have 15 minutes. We have, well, we don't. We have like 17 minutes. Is that, we need to come back for, okay. We'll come back for, exec session and after our regular meeting. Anything else anyone needs to bring up? Good. Work session's adjourned. Thank you all for coming. See you in 17 minutes.
17 minutes.